President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. officially signed the 6.793 trillion national budget for 2026 last January 5. So, ito na yung breakdown of our 2026 national budget for education, 1.345 trillion pesos. DPWH, 530.9 billion. DOH, 448.1 billion. Interior and Local Government, DILG, 310.5 billion. DND, our National Defense, 310 billion. Agriculture, 297.1 billion. Social Welfare, DSWD, 270.2 billion. Transportation, DOTR, 141. CDPWH, number 2 pa din. National budget for 2026. Ano sa tingin nyo? Sapat ba? President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. officially signed the 6.793 trillion national budget for 2026 last January 5. Happy New Year! Okay. Ito yung exciting. Okay. So, hindi ko na... Ang hirap basahin yung yung official press release sa Presidential Communications Office kasi hindi siya summarize. So, medyo mahaba siya. Good thing, meron tayong AI. Si Gemini tutulong sa atin. Alright. So, ito na yung breakdown of our 2026 national budget of 6.793 trillion pesos for 2026 alone. Okay. Unahin muna natin yung mga items na na-veto. Okay, so may mga unprogrammed appropriations totaling 92.5 billion. Sabi niya, these are not blank checks and must not be used as a backdoor for discretionary spending. So ito yung mga hindi na-approve. Pero actually there was no there's no breakdown kasi summary ito. Pero ang top of the list na na-approve is for education, 1.345 trillion pesos. Yan ang allocated budget for our education.
Which is, I think, yan na nakasulat sa constitution natin na unang top priority ng government is the DepEd.
Yes! 1.345 trillion at tinanggal na ang 11 and 12 again.
Yeah.
Next, healthcare. 448.125 billion. A record high allocation to fund universal healthcare, disease surveillance, and zero balance billing. Parang ito na ata dapat yung mas mataas, no? Kailangan nila palitan, i-update yung batas natin in terms of education and healthcare. Kasi education now is very cheap. Wait, sorry. Rewind. Education now is now free. Right?
Yes.
Anything online is now free. Anything on YouTube and everything. But formal education, the problem here, okay, hindi siya free. It's only free in the public schools. But sir, universities and all that, hindi sila free. And outdated sila. Diba? Elementary, high school, outdated sila. Public schools, free sila, pero outdated. We still use books. That's one. Dapat focus tayo sa, Internet of Things. Dapat high-tech na tayo. We're in the, not only that we're in the era of technology, but we're in the era of AI. Diba? Babalik tayo dyan sa education. So, healthcare, 448.125 billion. Agriculture, 297.102 billion. Social protection, 270.189 billion. Personal benefits, supports budget, Ba't hindi nabanggit yun? Okay, summary pala yun. Let's go to... Sorry, nagulo si Gemini. Ano nangyari? Sectorial allocation breakdown. Ito na yun, sorry. Let's go. Department and then budget allocation. So, number one, sinabi natin kanina, Education, 1.345 trillion. Yung number 2 pala is public. DPWH,
DPWH, yes.
530.9 billion. Healthcare, health, DOH, 448.1 billion. Interior and Local Government, DILG, 310.5 billion. Defense, DND, our national defense, 310 billion. Laki pala ng budget natin in defense, but ang chipipay na mga ano natin, warships. Ba't bigay lahat ng mga
Well, I think ang upgraded lang yata yung mga bulsa nila.
Oh, okay. Agriculture, 297.1 billion. Social welfare, DSWD, 270.2 billion. Transportation, DOTR, 141.0 billion. Si DPWH, number 2 pa din.
Tadang!
So, feeling ko, I don't know if this is higher than last year. Definitely higher than last year, and definitely lots of work that needs to be done for DPWH. Where can we justify this? Okay, DepEd is really unjustifiable. Diba? Number 1, binalik nila yung 11 and 12, tinanggal na nila, tapos balak nila ibalik, tapos tatanggalin nila, parang, ano ba talaga?
Yeah.
Right? Maganda sana. Kasi ako, I went through from grade 1 to 12. Maganda siya. Magandang experience. Pero,
Sa Jordan.
yeah. Not only in Jordan, in other countries, 1 to 12 is standard. That's standard. Dito nga, nagugulat nga ako, wow, after 10th grade, college ka na. If you think about it, oh, hindi mo na kailangan magbayad for 11 and 12, yung expenses mo, yung gastos mo for those 2 years. Diretso na college. Gagastos ka na sa college. Imagine, 11 and 12, first and second year ka na. Diba? Tipid pa.
Yes.
Look, I am not against personally, I can't justify 1.345 trillion for education. There are no improvements. Scandals with the books. They can't decide whether, I don't know, sa educational system, sa public school, do they teach a constitution?
Some part of it, medyo.
Some part of it? Do they teach AI? Or introduce AI?
I don't think so.
Efficient ba sila? High-tech ba sila? Alam ko may Wi-Fi yung mga schools and all that. Sa computer studies nila and all. Pero, outdated eh. Outdated.
Pag pinuntahan mo nga yung mga library nila or yung computer office nila, yung ComLab, they usually say, parang low-tech. Sobrang low-tech na mga mga gamit nila.
Saan pupunta yung 1.345 trillion?
And during VP Sara's being the SEC, she found out na pinasok din pala ng contractor ang DepEd. SunWest Corporation, contractor, pala ang nagpasok ng laptop, which is nasilip ni Sara Duterte. This is based on her statement and based on her findings. That's the reason why din na kaya din siya umalis doon sa pagiging secretary ng DepEd. So, pag binasa mo yung netis, sabi niya, may contractor na rin pala sa DepEd. So, ang tanong doon, bakit at paano nakapasok yung contractor sa DepEd, which is dapat, kung contractor ka, doon ka sa DPWH.
Yes.
Ito, pwedeng kang contractor, pero parang as a private or separate agency for DepEd alone. Not na pag sinilip ka SunWest Corporation. Ano yung SunWest? Contractor yan. Ano yun? Yung laptop niya may kasamang graba.
May construction yung laptop.
Oo. I think tapos parang yung laptop nila is worth 100,000 yata each.
Wow, gaming laptop?
Mm-hmm. Tapos pag nakita mo, parang, I'm not sure kung yun yung pinakita eh. Nung in-inspect daw nung isang tech guy, I think, isa doon sa mga balita. Parang ano daw eh, parang low-tech. Based on the price.
Low specs.
Low specs. Parang pang 30,000 or 20,000 yung specs. Tapos ang nakita sa budget is more than 100,000. So, sana, sabihin na lang natin, no, if one laptop na pinresyo nila is 100,000, kung pag 20,000 lang siya, dapat lima na
yun.
dapat. Oo. 5 na dapat yung nakikinabang na school para dun sa isang in-overprice nila. Pero, yun nga. And, hindi natin masabi, sila ang may hawak, sila ang hindi pa rin yan napapanagot. Kasi nga, nung nag-step down na si VP Sara, hindi na nabigyan ng attention. And ang nabigyan ng attention, yung sa kanya, yung 125 million CF fund niya. Okay, enough of that.
I think they need to improve. I know there is a public record o saan nagagastos you want itong mga budget. There is a website, I'm gonna circle back to that, but 1.3 trillion pesos for education. We have to see it. Siyempre, ang dami magsabi, wala ka naman alam dyan sa mga public schools. Ang dami ko alam kasi ang dami kong friends, mga anak nila pupunta, kwento nila. Ano. Katabi ng bahay namin dati, public school, elementary, high school. So alam namin yung sa labas pa lang makakita mo kung okay yung facility.
Yes.
Hindi siya safe. Number one. Since along the road, syempre traffic, meron naman nagumando, meron naman pero it could have been served better. Syempre may mga cases na may nasasaan, ng jeep, yung tricycle na ba, daming cases. So, until I see the improvements, until wala akong nakita sa balita na magandang facility, na-improve na ganito, ganyan. Sana meron man lang na kahit konti lang na itong school naging high-tech. Pero if there is, please comment. I wanna see the news about the
I think
improvements.
meron.
Saan?
Ganito. Isang school, magtatayo na isang building na upgraded or updated. Na yun lang.
Sana.
Yun na ibabalita nila.
Meron?
I think meron. I think may mga nakikita ko doon.
Pustahan tayo, contractor nun, yung bagong building, Sunwest na naman.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So, yun lang. Tapos, ito pa. Yung mga parents, pinagpo-provide ng, mag-donate kayo ng electric fan. You have 1.345 trillion budget. Tapos, hihingan mo pa yung mga parents, especially sa mga public school. Mag-provide kayo ng mag-donate kayo ng just recently, last year, sabi ni teacher, upgrade natin yung ilaw natin. Pundi. So imagine, you have 30 grade 1 students. Yung school, yung room nila, double this size. Tapos, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 6 or 8 na ilaw. 2 lang ang gumagana. Swerte nung nasa tapat ng ilaw. Paano yung mga bata na... So, pag tumusundo ako, nakikita ko, sabi ko, shucks, ang dilim. Paano susulat yung mga bata? So, nagsabi na lang, mag-donate tayo. Mag-donate tayo. Gumagawa ng budget yung mga parents. Magano tayo, 20 pesos per month. So, may contribution kami na 20 pesos per month. Para daw sa school,
And that's public?
Public. Kung nangyayari ito sa amin, I think this is happening all over the world, all over the Philippines, mga public school.
I am, listen, for the budget approved, I'm happy 1.3 trillion, but I'm not happy with the outcome. Buti pa si DPWH, okay, kalating bilyon, pero makikita mo naman kahit paano meron naman. Meron naman kahit paano.
At nararamdaman mo sa mga some part ng some areas.
For example, of course, yung mga public works, yung mga yan, kita mo naman lahat. Diba? Makikita mo naman yung roads, lubak-lubak lagi, reblocking. Kita mo naman, reblocking pa lang, doon umiikot. Ano yan parang subscription base na hindi natatapos . Yung reblocking.
At hindi pa nababasag yung simento, binabasag na para maging maganda.
Exactly. Makikita mo, wow, shit, bagong-bagong gawa. Sisarain na naman. Bagong gawa. At least nakikita mo. But in our educational system in the public schools that I see, for example, dyan sa Batasan, may mga improvements naman kahit paano, but in the past 10, 15 years na araw-araw dumadaan dyan, parang ang bagal ng implementation, ang bagal ng hindi siya na nagagawa agad. Pero right now they're building a new wing and all that. It's great, but I think over budget for what's needed and what's being wasted on. But anyway, sana magandang outcomes. Sinong secretary ngayon? Sani Angara.
Yes, Angara.
Okay. Well, haven't heard anything from him since.
Angara naman.
Angara naman.
Isa pa nakakatakot sa mga public school natin, yung safety ng mga bata. Imagine, pasok ng school, yung gate mo is just around 2 So gate, isa lang, kalahati lang nakabukas. Tapos, pag yung main gate mo, may another gate pa para dun sa security guard na isa-saturate pa yung, segregate pa yung...
Hindi ko mag-gets ba't laging kalahati, no?
Yeah.
Pati doon sa amin kalahati lang.
Tapos, pag tingin mo sa loob ng school, merong, sa amin, doon sa merong part doon na napakaluwag. Merong gate doon sa isang part. Sabi ko, bakit hindi yun ang buksan? Doon papasukin lahat yung mga bata. Hindi, anong nangyari? Iskinita, yun din yung daan ng barangay, one way. So, itong mga tricycle, salubungan, mga bata.
Shit.
So, talagang... And then lately, sa Bulacan, may mga umiikot na kumukuha ng mga bata. So, this was just recently posted sa Giginto, Bulacan. Nagpapanggap na susundo ng bata. Papasok. So, makikisabay sa during rush hour na sunduan. And then, yun nga, nangyari sa amin, meron din, hindi naman bata, pero sumasali sila na kumukuha ng mga gamit sa school. Kasi nga, nakakapasok. Tapos, yung guard nila, matanda na. Initin pa ulo. So, pag may isang nakasagutan, hindi siya, siyempre, diskusyon na, bawal nga. Pag take advantage, mo sila, nag-aaway sila, pasok sila. So, wala na. Yung security ng mga bata, nawawala.
DND, 310 billion. Anong ginagawa nyo doon sa mga schools nyo? Ano ba yan?
Alright.
Next in line, public DPWH, 530.9 billion. No comment. Swerte pa nila, may 530 sila. Swerte pa sila. Dapat magagaling to sa ano. Okay. DOH, Health, 448.1 billion. Ano mo, dapat mas malaki yung allocation dito sa health.
Regarding health, have you heard the yakap ng PhilHealth? Parang libre.
Yeah, we have to have a separate session about yakap because not everyone's informed about it. Alam mo ba anong yakap sa PhilHealth? Programang yakap, PhilHealth.
Upgraded siya ng konsulta package ng PhilHealth.
Better than consultant. So, in-improve nila.
In-improve nila. Pero...
hiwalay siya.
In-improve nila. So, ito yung dating konsulta. So, in-improve nila, ginawa nilang yakap. So, pag binasa mo, pag pinanood mo yung mga post sa online, especially Facebook, maganda. Kasi may mga accredited na mga hospitals or even yung mga drug stores na magpo-provide ng libre. So, meron every individual has 20,000 allocated free laboratory, medicine. Pero doon lang yun sa mga accredited nila na So ang downside, maraming take advantage. Meron ako nakita yung nanay. Pumila siya madaling araw pa lang, 4 a.m. Sabi niya, libre daw. Nagbayad din ako, 1.5. Tapos, inabot ako, alas 4 na ako ng hapon nakaalis dito. So, imagine mo, libre, tapos gano'n, may, given naman, for sure, kahit pa paano gagastos ka. Pero, may mga yakap centers Na pag pumunta ka doon, sasabihin nila, ay, hindi pa po kami accredited. Pero nakalista sila. Pag tinignan mo sa app sa eGov, andun yung pangalan ng hospital or nung accredited nila. Tapos nung nagpunta, yun lang. Iba kasi sinusubaybayan ko at binabasa ko yung comment nila. So maraming mga nagpupunta, dismayado, sabi, accredited sila. Kasi nga nakita sa website or dun sa eGov. Pero pagdating nila doon, hindi pala accredited.
Undercover nga tayo doon. Tingnan natin yung ano.
Tingnan ko
Undercover tayo, tapos tanong natin kung ano yung the normal way, or ipa-undercover natin yung mga ibang kakilala natin. Tapos tingnan mo i-video natin. Para malaman din natin kung totoo hindi.
Yes,
diba? Yan ang problem. Sabi, hindi pa kami, mga tamad yung mga yan eh. Diba? Pero hindi lahat. Tinangnan natin. Baka totoo, hindi pa sila accredited. Pero ba't nakalista sila?
Yun yung point ng mga netizens. Sabi niya, bakit nakalista kayo dyan? Merong isang doktor na siya yung lagi nagpo-promote ito eh. I'm not sure kung nakalimutan ko yung pangalan ng babae. Sabi niya, yan din yung nagiging concern nila. Marami nagre-reklamo, marami nagko-contact sa kanya. Na bakit daw ganun? Na nakalista pero hindi naman accredited. Supposedly dapat pag nakalista ka, automatic. Magpo-provide ka na ng service kasi nandun eh.
Mga nakalista as lang, para ipakita na madami sa listahan. No? Not knowing. Na backfire siguro yan.
Pwede. Or, baka management lang ang nag-uusap. Implementation, wala. Parang, sige, lagsama mo yung pangalan ko. Di ba? Para mabango yung clinic nila, yung center nila.
Next, DILG, Interior and Local Government. 310 billion. 310.5 billion. So, sa mga hindi alam kung ano yung mga main role ng DILG is usually they promote peace and order, public safety, strengthen local government capabilities, overseeing agencies like the PNP, BFP, BJMP, and guiding LGUs in governance, disaster response, community empowerment, peaceful, safe, and developed communities. So sila yun. 310. Hindi ko sila ramdam. But I think they're doing a great job in terms of sa police force natin. Pag na-oversee nila, they're doing... Kasi ang dami ngayon... Have you seen the news? Ang dami ngayon mga PNP officers, ang daming nakukulong, nakahuli, connected. Either lasing lang sila, napaaway, napatay nila yung yung tao, or nahuli sila, ini-scam yung isang naging yung nakulong or whatever. Kasi ang daming cases tungkol sa PNP. Parang nililinis nila yung mga bad apples. Pero ang dami pala hanggang ngayon. There's so much more. That's the recent news I've been seeing as of January 2026. So, for the DILG, I believe 310, I can't justify this yet kasi wala pa akong, maybe because I'm not in that circle, but based sa mga, sa police kasi may dami kong kaibigan na police na medyo mataas sa rangko, tahimik. When it comes to peace and order, talagang tahimik. Walang gulo sa Pinas. Diba? Walang gera, meron lang gulo yung mga sa Maynila, yung mga batang yung mga gang-gang.
Yes.
Yan ang konting problem doon. Pero it's not major yung tipong, for example, in the US. Bawat school sa US, high school, may isang estudyante lagi doon na talagang wala. Normal na sa US yung mga school shootings. Buti nga dito, wala. Safe nga dito. Which is great. So I believe peace and order, ramdam ko siya talaga. Yeah. Defense, 310 billion. So apart sa mga dinodonate nila, yung warships, yung aeroplano, yung mga sa defense? Do you have any ideas? Ang narinig ko lang, South Philippine Sea. Doon lang, parang kawawa naman lagi yung mga fishermen natin, kawawa naman yung Navy natin, na sila. Parang yun na, parang wala ba tayong
I think the last yata na major na balita regarding sa upgrade was during Duterte nung in-upgrade yung radars and nag-purchase ng other mga, hindi man actually worship, pero iba yung nag-purchase, iba pa yung mga nag-donate. Pero parang mas marami yung donation, no? Mga donate galing from Japan.
It's always that. It's always that. Kasi ang mahal talaga bumili ng warship, aeroplano, fighter jets, helicopter. Mahal talaga. Pero for our national security, we need it. Diba? Ang sad lang is because minsan maririnig mo, for example, helicopter na crash. Patay 6, for example.
Yes.
Ang sad lang na parang it could have been, well, crash is a crash, it's an accident. Baka hindi na maintain na maayos. So baka may na-maintain, tinanggal yung isang tornilyo, hindi binalik. Ano yung mga ganyan cases naman. Pero in terms of our national defense, parang wala tayo sa Pinas, wala tayo sa, pag sinabi mo, top 10 armies or top 10, let's say, police force in the world. US, di ba? UK, Russia, di ba? Yung mga tatapang, or SWAT teams, top 10 SWAT teams. Wala naman tayo doon. Wala ata tayo sa top 100 or, you know. So, we don't get the impression like South Korea, Japanese, na talagang well off in martial arts or in guns, weapons, or anything like that. In terms of country base, so for example, Israel, where they're known for their interest in missiles,
Yes.
Navigation systems, Israel, anti-aircrafts, automatic drone, di ba?
I think sila yung pinaka-advanced ngayon, Israel. Regarding
For
sa...
the past few decades sila,
Yes,
because the US buys technology from the Israel. Ay, hindi na naman. They can't do anything to Israel because sila ang like in the US, Silicon Valley, tech, Google.
yeah.
When we talk about weapons and systems,
It's
Israel.
Imagine gano'n sila
Oo.
maliit. And di ba, for the past decades na ginegera sila, if sila yung, compare mo na, kung Pilipinas yan, tapos Pilipinas, lusaw na.
Look at Iran. They can't even. They missed. Sorry, their anti-missile gun missed one missile. Pero ilan yung missiles na
Pinapakawala.
diba? Yeah. South Korea, Japan, the US, and all, they have submarines. Do we even have a drone submarine? Wala.
RC, submarine.
RC.
Ate, teka, may submarine na ba tayo? Parang may nag-donate na ba?
Meron ba tayong, what's that? What's that airplane? Is that a C-200? No, C-130?
C-130.
C-130. Meron tayo, di ba?
Yeah.
Bigay din.
Hindi, I think meron naman yatang recently purchased. I think we have a few
C-130?
C-130s.
Pero alam ko luma na yung mga outdated, parang yan yung mga
Cargo.
used.
Yes.
Used.
Brand new purchase. Used.
Brand new purchase.
Brand
used.
new purchase. Used
Used.
C-130. Used refurbished C-130. Well, mahal kasi talaga, pero...
With defense, DND, our soldiers, I know, I'm just worried. Di ba? At least meron tayo reserves. What about our soldiers? Are they well intact? Are their training updated? Alam ko kasi laging, especially in the Navy, laging meron silang program with the US. Parang what's it?
Balikatan.
Balikatan. Yan. Sharing USVs, modern weapons and significant security, funding like the approved 2.5 billion FMF, focusing on enhancing maritime security in the Indo-Pacific against threats like Chinese coercion. Okay yan yung mga programs. That's why yung joint exercises, yung mga task force ayungin, security assistance, modernization, and all that. This is great kasi ang advantage kasi natin dito is that we have the US on our side. But I don't think that should stop us from being stagnant in terms of our image about pinakaalap ko na okay sa image natin, Philippine Rangers. We have, when it comes to reputation, the Philippine Rangers are the best in the world. If not the top 10, best in the world. Kasi yung mga taga-US, pupunta pa sila dito to train under the Rangers.
Yes.
Kasi when it comes to the jungle, it comes to terrain, when it comes to survival, yung Rangers natin ang top-notch. Pero I wish, syempre as tayo, as normal citizens, 310 billion, hindi natin ma-justify that as normal citizens. Kahit sabihin natin, I'm so into, lagi ko pinapanood yung mga mga innovations ng US when it comes to their stealth airplanes, mga innovation, yung mga bagong startups sa weaponry, navigation systems, drones. Fan ako dyan eh. Yeah. Imagine sa US, meron na silang, kung meron Air Force sa US, meron Space Force. Imagine the US allocated a budget for the Space Force. Do you know what the Space Force is?
From outer space?
Exactly. It's just like, imagine, they created, what's the Air Force? What's the Air Force? Air,
Yeah.
right? Air. Planes, jets, stealth, bombers, all that. Space Force, they're preparing, matagal na yung Space Force. It's been a decade now or more. They created the Space Force Agency. Not an agency, it's a space version of Air Force. So they have soldiers that are well trained for space combat. Imagine that. They're already in space combat. They're already training what if we're going to be invaded by aliens. They're prepared. What do we have? Used, brand new used. We don't even have lasers. We don't even have any. Wala. We don't even have drones.
We have Shopee.
We have Shopee, TikTok.
Order tayo sa Shopee.
Shit, kawawa naman tayo. Pag na-invade tayo ng mga aliens. Next, I believe under budget to. Agriculture, 297.1 billion. Hindi ko ma-justify ito kasi what do we export? Nagda-doubt ako dito sa Gemini. The Philippine primarily exports electronic products, semiconductors. Really? Wow.
Talaga?
Meron tayong Totoo ba to? Semiconductors? Really?
Or maybe just because magtatayo na rin
Sa-
parang Silicon Valley sa Pampanga.
Sana. Electronics yan ah. Let's talk about agriculture. Coconut oil, yes. Bananas, yes.
Yes.
Pineapples, yes. Mangoes, yes. Nuts. Insignificant. Nuts? What kind of nuts?
Cacao.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
isa tayo sa major exporter ng cacao.
Kakao ba? Sa coffee? Or
Cocoa. Yung
Cocoa,
ginagamit for
oo.
dark chocolates.
Pero hindi. Tayo, not as an exporter, producer of coconut pineapple. Yun. Sa minerals, kakaiba to. The first time I read about this, copper, gold, nickel, and other raw materials. Copper. Hindi natin kasi yung mga mining companies, hindi naman sila nag-vlog. Oh, yan. Tayo.
Pupunta na,
Copper,
dito kami
oh.
nagmimina sila kaya ito ang daming ginto. Binigyan ako ng isang nugget. Oh no. Hindi pwedeng i-expose kung saan sila nagano.
You want to learn something that I learned that I was shocked about. Did you know bigas? Rice.
Yeah.
Tayo pala nagturo sa mga Vietnamese to plant rice.
Talaga.
Yeah. That's the real story. Nagulat din ako. Tayo yung nagturo paano yung palayan.
Yeah.
We taught the Vietnamese how to do that. And now, since the Vietnamese know how to do it, we import it from
We teach them to do this and
so
then,
we could import it from them. At tayo, magbabago.
I think kaya siguro kaya na tinagurian tayo doon sa Banawe Rice Terraces. And if you go to Vietnam, I think ginawa din nilang ganun.
Yeah, it's the same.
At parang sila parang kakala mo sa kanila nagmula. Na parang lumalabas sa parang ginaya ng Pilipinas yung...
Di ba? Imagine tayo nagturo, tapos tayo pa bumili sa kanila. Wow, galing. Di ba?
Sabihin ng Pinoy, at least hindi kami tamad, di ba? Tinuruan namin sila.
At least ngayon, bibilang na tayo, hindi na kailangan
Hindi na tayo
magtanim.
magtatanim. Kukuha na lang tayo. Aani na lang tayo.
Di ba?
Well, with regards to that, isang issues din is most rice field or rice lands kino-convert sa subdivision. That's another reason kaya medyo parang
Naku, matatamaan mo si Villar.
ay hindi ko sinabi. Kasi parang 90% na yata ng Pilipinas ay owned by Villar. Parang nakita ko yan sa comments before. Parang 90% yata ng Pilipinas kay Villar na eh. Kasi basta may rice land, may Camellia, may Villar properties.
Para sa mga magsasaka, bibili sila ng kondo.
Pero nakakaawa yung mga magsasaka natin. Binibili ang sako ng palay is parang 7 pesos per sack. I think there are certain part in a province na 7 pesos
Grabe.
or less
Ano mo gagawin sa 7 pesos?
per sako ng palay. Palay pa siya, hindi pa siya bigas.
Yeah.
So, kasi ipoproduce mo pa siya. Sabi ko, kaya I think, dito pumasok yung 20 pesos bigas ni PBBM. Parang binibili ng... And I hope hindi totoo yung ganong... Kasi may natagpuan nga sa Bulacan na na ilang warehouse rice hoarding. Tons of rice.
20 pesos per kilo. Nangyari naman eh.
Doon sa Kalamidad.
Yung 40 pesos, bili ka kalate. 20 pesos.
Hindi, nangyari yan. Doon mismo sa Kalamidad.
Doon mismo.
Yung binagyo, nagdala si PBBM. Tapos doon nagbenta ng 20 pesos na bigas. Samantalang yung ibang agencies nag-donate. Ikaw yung government natin, binentahan pa. Nasalanta na, binentahan pa.
Secretary of Agriculture of the Philippines as of November 2023, appointed by Bongbong Marcos, Francisco Chu Laurel Jr.
Marami ang nagsasuggest dapat ang Secretary ng Agriculture si Manny Piñol. Do you know who is Manny Piñol is? Talagang on hand to. I think magsasaka siya before. Maraming nagsasuggest sa kanya. Pero ito kasi talaga on hand. Nagbi-visit talaga siya ng mga farms, mga agriculture area, babuyan, manukan, lahat ng klase.
So alam niya, galing siya.
On hand siya kasi galing siya doon. Unlike with these secretaries na nauupo, parang nakahawak na ba ito ng lupa? Nakahawak na ba ito ng di ba? Did they have their hands get dirty? Literally. Baka marunong ba sila magtanim ng halaman? Diba? Pero malaki ang agriculture sector, hindi lang naman pagtatanim.
I think, I believe na kailangan ng innovation sa agriculture sector. Number one, they have to look into, hindi ako expert pero kung ano nakikita ko sa ibang bansa, dapat ganun din dito kasi may capabilities tayo. So number one, sinasabi lagi nila, maraming tayong lupa. At problema natin, pag tag-ulan, tagbagyo, nasisira yung mga palayan, ang dami nasisira ng crops. May napanood ako a video about one entrepreneur, nag-innovate siya when it comes to produce, yung mga kamatis, lettuce, etc. Yung mga nabibili sa grocery. Singaporean. Sa Singapore kasi, walang land. Kukunti lang yung land. Limited. Hindi ka basta-basta pwede bumili ng land doon. Kasi ang liit ng nation eh. Nag-start siya ng vertical farming in a warehouse within the city. Within the city. Nag-start siya ng maliit. Right now, meron siyang isang warehouse. Malaki. Vertical. High-tech. Lahat monitored. clean, walang pesticides.
Nice.
May water irrigation siya, systematic and everything. Fresh cabbage. Hindi siya aquaponics It's just plants and vegetables. But not all types of vegetables, but yung necessity.
Necessity.
So, yung ano niya is hindi naman farm. From farm to table. Literally. Kasi, pupunta ka lang doon. Yung mga establishments daw, bumibili sa kanya. So, sinusupply niya lahat ng mga restaurants. Hindi naman lahat, pero karamihan ng mga restaurants within that area. And it works. And patong-patong lang sila. Iba nga, aquaponics, di ba? Isang
Yes,
warehouse aquaponics. Why can't we adapt that?
Ang dami nating warehouse.
Hindi lang yun.
Hindi lang lupa, ang dami nating warehouse. Bakit ganun ang Pilipinas o ang tao, no? Yung working, bakit hindi mo i-adapt?
Exactly. Why do we need... Okay, i-educate natin yung mga farmers sa province, yung mga magsasaka. I-educate natin sila na mag-innovate. Hindi yung bagong technology. Kasi very traditional yung pala, very traditional na.
Yes.
For sure, there is a way. Okay. When you do your harvest, of course, kailangan natin ng daan para matuyo yung palay, di ba?
Yeah.
Tapos, why not? Itong tao dun sa Singapore, how does she use sunlight in warehouse, di ba? Alam ko red LEDs light that replicates the sun and better. And it's natural. Well, not really considered natural, pero it has the same effect of the sun. Why can't they do that here? Gayahin na lang natin sila. Diba? Gayahin na lang natin yung mga technology out there. And it's very doable. It's not impossible. We have the engineers, we have the creative minds, we have everything. We have the money. Posible na wala tayong money. Look at the budgets. They're very big.
297.
Next, welfare, DSWD, 270.2 billion. DSWD. Kasama naman
Tupad. AIX. 4Ps.
4Ps. Yes.
Sino nakalista? Mayayaman. Kamag-anak.
Ghost.
Ghost.
10 ghost. Okay. Ano ba? No comment ako dyan. Kasi everyday nakakita ko sila pila-pila every... Yan.
But anyway, malaki naman ang scope ng DSWD. It's not just about...
Yes. Seniors, PWDs, single parents,
Ayan naman, di ba? Last time, na-mention ko about sa seniors. Kailangan nila magbayad ng butaw.
Yeah.
Bakit kailangan pa? Senior na nga eh. They should be receiving their pension. They have already served their days na nagbabayad sila. Kaya kami contribution eh. If they pay the contribution, sabi nung isang kakilala ko na parang namatayan din yata sila. So, my dad passed away recently. So, nung nag-mention siya, sabi niya, si daddy mo ba nagbayad ng SSS? Ni minsan, kahit isa lang. Sabi niya, kasi ako, nag-process ako eh. Ang sabi sa akin, basta nakapagbayad ka ng isang contribution mo, meron ka makukuha. So, that's it for regarding sa burial assistance. But still, that would actually goes pa rin sa social, the DSWD. So, imagine that. Isang beses lang, nakakuha na. What more pa yung nagbayad ng pension? Kaya inabot ng retirement eh. So, ni-retire na. Inabot ng for the longest time na nagtatrabaho. May kaltas. So,
it's never fair. You know why? It's never fair. Doon nga sa 4Ps, hindi yan.
Yeah.
Again, as I always say, separate natin yung seniors, yung PWDs, yung single parent, separate natin sila. Kung sino matitira, yung mga bukod pa dun, it's not fair. Tayo nga nagbabayad ng taxes. Pag kumakain tayo sa Jollibee or McDo, nagbabayad tayo ng taxes. Saan napupunta yun? Part na yun napupunta doon sa kanila. Sa mga walang trabaho. Dapat nga, yung mga may trabaho, mapunta din sa kanila kahit papaano. Para maramdam nila na, wow, ang gobyerno natin tumutulong sa mga working population kasi tayo yung nagpapalago ng ekonomiya.
Yes.
Diba? Yun lang yun eh. Eh, ang problema, napupunta dun sa, like I said, hiwalay na PWD, orphanage, single parent, senior citizen. Pag napupunta yung mga 4Ps sa mga taong addict, lasinggero, sukalero, at kung ano-ano, it's unfair talaga. DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian, siya ang secretary natin. Ba't ganun? Pag magkatunog, doon pa may anomalya. DPWH, DSWD. Basta may W. Yun na. Basta may W. Basta may D at W. Yun na yun. Okay. Last and not least, transportation, DOTR, 141 billion. Justifiable to.
Nakikita naman kahit pa paano. Ramdam na kahit pa paano.
Ramdam, kasi kulang transportation natin and all that. Pero ramdam pa, I am kind of...
Kulang?
Hindi naman. Oh, actually, yeah, kulang. How is it we can afford a new subway, MRT7, new MRT trains?
I think, nang may nabasa ko, naka-hold ang subway.
Yung ginagawa pa naman.
There are some projects na na-hold. It's because of the issues with regards to the budget. I'm not sure kung nadaanan ko lang recently. I think, recently lang. Sabi ko, talaga? Natigil ba yun? Subway?
Medyo na-weirdoan ako eh. Hindi pa dapat mataas yung nila, budget nila. Kasi laging traffic. Laging... I mean, what I'm trying to say is, ramdam mo na, wow, nag-i-improve. Yung trains going to Clark, straight to the airport, and all that. Yung improvements, right?
Pero parang ang tagal nung PNR.
Yeah, medyo matagal. Pero idol ko na ngayon, big fan ako ni Giovanni Lopez, si Secretary Vince Dizon. My mistake. Giovanni is the one who succeeded Vince Dizon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Giovanni is the new DOTR.
DOTR, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sorry about that. My mistake.
Pero I think, sandali lang si Vince doon sa DOTR. Since kinailangan ng DPWH.
Yes.
At medyo parang naayos yata niya. Meron siyang major na nagawa. And kinakailangan ng DPWH.
Sa DOTR, I think very under kasi the traffic alone, the issues alone with our transportation is a very big deal. LTO and all that, it's a very, very big deal. But dun tayo sa positive. Sino ngayon ang sabihin natin, itong tao, naging fan na ako I became his fan because he's making a difference. Siya yung successor ng mga tao na fina-follow natin last year and the year before. So si Gabriel Go, he's the one handling MMDA operations now in certain areas in different cities. Nilinis niya yung... Kung dati, ang idol natin si General Nebriha, ngayon it's Gabriel Go. He's making an impact. The problem is it's just what's happening is just kasi more enforcement nangyayari. He's impactful, but it's impactful sa enforcement. Oy, walang helmet. Oy, chinelas. Oy, ticket. Impact. That will never go away until somebody comes up, walang helmet, 50,000. Ouch. Chinelas, 25,000. Ouch. Magkano yung penalty ng
Helmet? 1,000.
Chinelas.
I think that's 500 yata.
Yan ang problem sa enforcement. Yan ang kulang. We have to, sinasabi ko lang, hit them where it hurts. Ikaw ba, pag nahuli ka, no helmet, tapos 50,000 ang bayad, tapos community service, tapos isang gabi kulong ka. Ewan ko na lang kung hindi ka magbabago.
Pag nahuli ka at yun ang sentensya, talagang mababago ka. Pero until such time na hindi ka pa nahuhuli, yun pa isa. Malaki ang pagkakaiba ng nahuli at hindi pa nahuhuli. Yung mga hindi pa nahuhuli, ay, hindi pa naman ako nahuhuli. Pag nahuli na, sorry na po, pajikas no. Pero,
it has to happen. There should be higher fines. Busway. Hindi pwede 5,000 yung first offense. Hindi dapat. Dapat 50,000 na first offense. Second offense, ikulong na.
Yeah.
Ikulong na isang buwan. Ayaw mo talaga, kulong na isang buwan. Plus 100,000. Ewan ko na lang, di ba? Ewan ko na lang kung mas-survive ka. Di ba? Wrong parking. Hindi lang, what's wrong no parking area?
1.5?
1.5? Dati 150,000. Oh. Mag-retire si Gabriel Go kung ganun mangyayari. Wala nang hinuhuli. Ang daming, you have to hit them where it's hard. Doon sa Dubai, UAE. Dubai specifically. Is it only now that we have, if you look at your license, yung hits, anong tawag doon? Parang,
Point system?
yeah, sa Dubai. After 12, actually, it's not only after 12. If you do something really bad in terms of a car crash because you were negligent, you were drunk, revoke, agad, kulong pa. Di ba? Even if yung count mo is 1 or 2, you do something really stupid, kulong ka, big fine, and revocation of your license. You can't drive in Dubai anymore. And for rich people who could afford all of that, parang you have to drive in Dubai. Kasi it's such a nice place. It's nice to drive there. The traffic is less. May traffic kahit paano, but it's not like here, parking lot. It comes to enforcement, dapat taasan yung mga fines. Counter. Mga jeepneys, yung mga buses. Buti na lang, the best thing that happened December or this year, road rage,
Yes.
revocation. That is the best fine.
Ang ganda. At very proactive ang mga netizen. Picture. Huli ka, yari ka, tag si LTO, lakanisla o tag
Show cause.
show cause order. Yan pa-show cause order agad sila. Dapat ganyan. And then, yun nga, dapat mabigyan ng chance din yung especially yung mga nare-report kasi yun yung makakatulong sa kanila to ease out their work.
Yeah.
Hindi mo pwedeng asahan yung tao mo na lahat bantayan na mabilis siya. Check niyo yung social media. Get a report. Nakita. Validate nila. Yan yung kaysa naman sa keyboard warrior. Convert mo yung keyboard warrior into something more useful.
Use the citizen.
Yes. You citizen. LTO report. Diba? Pero okay yan.
Best. Positive
Best.
yan.
Diyan umangat ang LTO. Pero, pagpasok ng 2026, you know the James Deacon issue. Parang yung kagandahan ng kasagsagan ng LTO.
We want a first world Philippines always. And all these issues, I wish we could handle them better.
Yeah.
Also in terms of press releases. Yung isa kasi delayed si LTO medyo delayed, hindi na process yung nangyari. Diba? Hindi nila nabasa yung, parang nabasa nila, yung fine na parang reckless driving, hanggang doon lang sila nabasa. Hindi na binasa yung nasa ilalim. Yung ano pala, yung proseso, hindi nila nabasa yun. O masyadong na excited sila sa press release na ganyan. Look, I'm always a large believer that you have to always defend your agency or you defend yourself. So, James Deacon he was defending. LTO was also defending. It was entertaining. But the outcome, ngayon, mahihirapan na si James Deacon when it comes to kasi ang daming against James Deacon also. Ang daming din against LTO. But who's right, who's wrong? They're both wrong and they're both right at the same time. Kailangan, what has to happen next time, they have to come together, sit down, make it better at make sure hindi mangyayari ulit.
Pero, pwede naman hindi humantong sa ganun eh. Let the LTO settle their issues or concern. Alam naman nila kung ano yung concern sa LTO eh. The process. Yung process talaga nag-ano dun eh. Ang dami nagko-question ng process ng LTO. Magulo, hindi sila sync. Parang si NCR, si Maine, ganito. Sa ibang district, iba yung pagpapatakbo.
Ano bakit? Franchise kasi mga yan. Iba yung management.
Kaya kita mo, maganda yung dating din ni Busita eh. Kaya sasabihin niya, kausap ko si director, sa ganito, ganito yung nabasa mo ba? Tapos doon niya malalaman, kausap niya mismo, LTO chief, head ng departamento, hindi nagbabasa ng memo.
Walang alam yung mga yun.
Kaya nga, tapos nakikipagtalo pa kay Busita, hindi, ganito po kayo patakbo. Madam, di tayo nag-aaway dito. Binasa niyo po ba yung memo? Alin po bang memo? Ang memo palang nabasa is yung huli. Hindi nagbasa ng updated memo. Yun yung sabi ko, pwede bang sipain muna yung ano?
I hope, ang ganda yung ginagawa ni Busita ever since naman.
Mm-hmm. Merong cons.
There's a lot of cons,
Yes.
there's a lot of benefits. I just hope, ito yung problem kasi, lalo kung may position ka, let's say sila, pumunta siya ng LTO in a provincial area, di ba? Ang problem sa mga officials, official ka eh. Ang problema ng karamihan ng mga official is, hindi sila down to earth when it comes to issues like this. Lalaban talaga sila. At kung talo din sila, talo sila forever. Yes. Hindi nila naisip na when it comes to true leadership, ayaw nila aminin na, when it comes to public service, hindi na aminin yung mali nila. Gagawin pa nila ng issue. Di ba? Sana, di ba, kung dumating si Busita, yes sir, sige. Aminin ko, nagkamali ako. Maayos naman kausap si Busita, di ba?
Yes. Imagine, buti na lang naging kongresista si Busita. Kung hindi siya naging kongresista at pupunta lang siya doon as bilang retired PNP official. Wala. Hindi. Sumunod ka. LTO chief ako eh. Since naging kongresista, buti na lang.
Yes. And sakop niya nationwide pa. Hindi siya certain,
Kaya malaking
district.
bagay din yung ginagawa ni Busita.
Yeah. Positives, a lot of positives kay Busita.
Hindi lang sa sa mga motorista. I mean, yung mga nagmumotor. Kasi before, ang advocacy kasi niya dun sa mga argabyadong mga motorcycle riders. Pero since in general na yung tinatakbo niya, road safety talaga.
It should be talaga. I just hope, alam mo naman, ang dami kasi kamote nagtitake advantage. I just hope hindi siya maloko.
Yan lang.
May chance, I'm sure may mga times na naloko siya. I just hope hindi nila mag-take advantage on that part. It's weird. Kasi ngayon, sinisita ni Congressman Busita sa mga LTO chiefs, provincials, and whatnot. Maybe it's okay, sabihin natin part of it is content. Doon siya lumaki. I don't know if nasa plano niya, why not? Dumiretso na lang siya kay LTO chief. Usap sila. Hindi ba efficient? Isang tao. Isang tao, isang memo. Ito yung mga maging bagong sistema natin sa lahat ng LTO. Di ba?
Well, nabanggit mo nga kanina, di ba? Isang chief, LTO chief, nakikipagtalo. Old memo. Hindi pala nagbabasa ng memo. Yan sabi nga ni Busita eh. Ma'am, nabasa niya ba yung memo? Nilabas ang memo. Ang nilabas na memo, luma. So, the point, tama ka dun sa point mo, no? Mas less hassle yun kasi isa lang ang i-deal mo eh.
Yes.
Head.
Yeah.
Pero kung pagbaba ni head at hindi naman pala nagbabasa yung mga LTO chief, yun ang ginawa naman ni Busita. Hindi pala nagbabasa eh. Puntahan ko kasi may issue. But anyway, those are the pros and cons regarding dealing with those kind of matters.
6.793 trillion pesos. National budget for 2026. Ano sa tingin nyo? Sapat ba? Kulang.
Kulang yung bubulsa. Ano ba yan? Bubulsa.